Can you imagine a world without water? What would become of humanity? Water, the most fundamental element of life, has been with us since time immemorial. It quenches our thirst, nourishes our bodies, irrigates our crops, and powers our industries. It's the lifeblood of our planet, a critical element that sustains all forms of life. From the smallest microbe to the largest mammal, every living creature depends on water for survival. But as we delve deeper into the 21st century, this precious resource is becoming increasingly scarce, putting the future of humanity at stake. The causes of this water scarcity are manifold. Climate change, for one, is altering the global water cycle, leading to more frequent and severe droughts in some areas and floods in others. It's a cruel irony that as our planet warms, fresh water, the very resource we need to survive, is becoming more erratic and less predictable. Then, there's the issue of overpopulation. As our global family continues to grow, so too does our demand for water. Today, we are more than 7.5 billion people sharing the planet's finite water resources. This burgeoning population, coupled with our increasing per capita water usage, is straining our water supplies to the breaking point. Finally, we come to the matter of overuse and mismanagement. From agriculture to industry, our modern lifestyles are characterized by excessive water usage. We irrigate our fields with abandon, operate our factories without regard to water efficiency, and live our daily lives in a way that is often oblivious to the value of water. As we grapple with this looming crisis, it's clear that the future of humanity is intricately tied to the future of water. The question is not whether we can survive without water. The answer to that is a resounding no, but rather how we can ensure a sustainable water future for all. Indeed, water scarcity has become one of the most pressing issues of our time, threatening our very existence. So, what exactly is causing this water scarcity, and why should we be concerned? Let's start by looking at the root causes. One major factor is climate change. Rising global temperatures are causing increased evaporation, which in turn leads to less available fresh water. This is particularly evident in drought-prone areas, where the lack of rainfall is further exacerbated by the warming climate. With these conditions, surface water sources such as lakes and rivers can dry up, and groundwater reserves can become depleted, leading to a decline in the overall availability of fresh water. Another key contributor is overpopulation. As the world's population continues to grow, so does the demand for water. Today, there are more than 7.5 billion people on this planet, all of whom need water for survival. This demand is not just for drinking water, but also for agriculture, industry, and sanitation. As a result, our water resources are being stretched thin. Then, there's the issue of overuse and wastage. In many sectors, water is used inefficiently or excessively. For example, agriculture is the largest user of water worldwide, accounting for around 70% of all water use. Sadly, much of this water is wasted due to inefficient irrigation methods. The same goes for industries and households, where water is often used recklessly, without regard for conservation. Moreover, pollution is another problem. Untreated industrial waste, agricultural runoff, and domestic sewage are some of the primary contributors to water pollution. This not only reduces the amount of usable water, but also poses serious health risks. The severity of the water scarcity issue is multifaceted and calls for immediate attention. It's not just about having enough water to drink, it's about sustaining life, maintaining ecosystems, supporting economies, and ensuring a future for humanity. So why should we be concerned? Because every drop of water counts. Because our survival and the health of our planet depend on it. Because water is life, and without it, life as we know it could cease to exist. Recognizing the severity of the problem is the first step towards finding a solution. Water scarcity is not just about thirst, it has far-reaching implications. It's like a domino effect, cascading through every facet of our lives, from health to food security, energy production, and even political stability. Firstly, let's talk about health. Water is crucial for sanitation and hygiene. Without access to clean water, the risk of diseases like cholera, dysentery, and typhoid skyrockets. Every year, millions of people, especially children, fall prey to these waterborne diseases. It's a public health crisis that's only exacerbated by water scarcity. Secondly, our global food security hangs in the balance. Agriculture consumes nearly 70% of our fresh water supply. As water becomes scarcer, our ability to irrigate crops and feed livestock diminishes. This leads to decreased agricultural productivity, which in turn can lead to food shortages and increased prices. The most vulnerable among us, those living in poverty, are hit the hardest. Next, we look at energy production. Many of our power plants, whether they're coal, nuclear, or hydroelectric, rely on vast amounts of water for cooling and operation. When water levels drop, these power plants are forced to cut back their energy production. This can lead to blackouts and energy shortages, disrupting economies and everyday life. Lastly, water scarcity can destabilize nations and even spark conflict. Water, after all, is a strategic resource. Countries, cities, and communities all vie for control over rivers, lakes, and underground aquifers. As water becomes scarcer, the potential for conflict escalates. This is not a dystopian future. Many regions around the world are already grappling with water-related disputes. So you see, water scarcity doesn't just mean parched throats and dry wells. It's a complex issue with ripple effects that touch every corner of our society. From public health crises to food shortages, energy disruptions, and geopolitical tensions, the impacts of water scarcity are as deep as they are wide. The ripple effects of water scarcity are immense and wide-ranging. Now that we understand the problem, what can we do about it? There's no magic bullet to solve the global water crisis, but there are a host of potential solutions that, taken together, could make a significant difference. Let's start with technological innovations. Advances in desalination technology, which turns salt water into fresh water, are already providing life-saving hydration in some of the world's driest regions. And then there's atmospheric water extraction, a process that pulls water vapor directly from the air. Innovative and cost-effective filtration systems are making it easier to purify and reuse wastewater. And even rainwater harvesting systems are becoming more efficient and accessible. But technology alone won't solve the problem. Changes in policy are also required. Governments, from the local to the international level, have a critical role to play in managing and protecting water resources. They can implement regulations to prevent over-extraction of groundwater, promote efficient irrigation methods in agriculture, and incentivize the use of water-saving appliances in homes and businesses. So where do we go from here? How can you make a difference? The water crisis is not a distant issue. It's happening right here, right now. And while this might feel overwhelming, there are tangible steps each one of us can take to make a difference. One of the simplest yet most effective ways is to conserve water in our daily lives. Imagine if we all became more mindful of our water usage, the collective impact would be enormous. So turn off the tap while brushing your teeth. Take shorter showers. Only run the dishwasher or washing machine when they're full. And consider installing water-efficient appliances at home. These small changes can add up to significant water savings. Yet personal actions aren't enough. We need to support initiatives that aim to solve the water crisis. This could mean donating to organizations working to provide clean water in areas of scarcity, or supporting businesses that prioritize sustainable water practices. It's crucial we use our spending power to encourage responsible water usage. Furthermore, we need to voice out our concerns and push for policy changes. This might involve writing to your local representatives, signing petitions, or even joining protests. We must demand better water management strategies, stricter regulations on water-intensive industries, and increased investment in water-saving technology. But, perhaps most importantly, we need to keep educating ourselves and others about the water crisis. Knowledge is power, and the more we understand about this issue, the better equipped we'll be to tackle it. Imagine a world where everyone, everywhere, has access to clean, safe water. It's not an impossible dream, but it's one that requires collective action, sustained effort, and an unwavering commitment to change. So let's rise to the challenge. Let's make every drop count. Because our actions today will determine the future of water, and in turn the future of humanity. Remember, every drop counts. The future of humanity depends on our actions today.